Hey folks, it's time for another marvelous video. Most superheroes have those really memorable stories that become part of their lore. Most of the time, these stories are capable of captivating an audience for many different reasons, be it a dramatic death of a character, or the arrival of a new hero, or a shocking transformation is sometimes all it takes. For Judge Dredd, the most vivid story may be his turning into a werewolf. How does that happen? Well, let's find out together, shall we? Before we begin our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. How did Judge Dredd turn into a werewolf? Mega City 1 is a sprawl with over 800 million inhabitants, a chaotic battlefield of justice. With rampant crime on every corner, the last wall of defense is the Hall of Justice and its panel of elite judges. These judges are the last hope to enforce some semblance of order. Overseeing this force is Judge Dredd, the greatest judge of all time. So, what happens when the mightiest of enforcers is hit with a change beyond imagining that flips everything upside down in the alternate timeline? 2017's Judge Dredd Deviations by John McCree and Mike Spicer is a gnarled retelling of one of Dredd's most iconic stories, Cry of the Werewolf, which first saw publication in the 2000 AD sci-fi British comic magazine series back in 1983. This 2017 version is a one-shot comic which goes down a reality where Dredd's fate takes a dark turn, which puts his legendary will through its paces. The original tale, Cry of the Werewolf. In the original Cry of the Werewolf storyline, a pack of werewolves rise from the Undercity, a forgotten, lawless region beneath Mega City 1, to terrorize the citizens. These creatures had spawned off from a fictional radioactive substance called Cassidium, setting Judge Dredd into action against their rampages. Venturing deeper into the Undercity, Dredd fights back and encounters their leader, the White Wolf himself. He kills him, but is bitten in the process, infecting himself. This results in his transformation into a werewolf. Luckily, Dredd is eventually rescued by Judge Prager and taken back to Mega City 1 to be treated. Judge Cassidy manages to come up with a cure that saves Dredd from his werewolf curse. A new twist, Howl of the Wolf. Judge Dredd Deviations is a what-if scenario for the events in Cry of the Werewolf if it went terribly wrong. In this reality, Judge Cassidy gets killed before a cure could be created, and Dredd is permanently trapped as a werewolf. Now, even though he's physically a werewolf, the indomitable will of Dredd enables him to retain control over his primal urges. Imprisoned in an observation cell by Chief Judge Magruder, Dredd is studied by Mega City 1's top scientists. However, when an absurdly named musician, Karl-Heinz Pilchards in tomato sauce, Clayderman, performs his disastrous Weather Symphony, it causes an earthquake that devastates the city, inadvertently destroying Dredd's cell. Freed by the chaos, Dredd quickly takes down the prisoners who are also trying to escape, and of course, the weirdly named villain Clayderman, with feral efficiency. His new werewolf abilities make him even more formidable. However, a telepathic connection with Judge Anderson reveals that Dredd's human consciousness is still very much intact, guiding his actions despite his monstrous form. As the news of Dredd's transformation goes out into the public sphere, a strange movement starts in Mega City 1, where people dress up as wolves to protest for his freedom. It just shows that even events as sinister as these could not avoid being turned into a circus by the city. Feeling the pressure from the public and knowing what Dredd wants, Chief Judge Magruder finally allows him to take the long walk into the cursed earth or the Undercity with other retired judges to continue their service until death. Returning to the Undercity, Dredd resumes his role as a lawman, albeit in a more feral form. He reunites with Judge Prager on the long walk and teams up with him to confront a group of renegade robots threatening the city. During the battle over the course of 2 weeks, Prager gets critically wounded and starts losing blood fast. And to make matters worse, he's also out of ammo. In a desperate attempt to save him, and due to the repeated urge by Prager, Dredd bites him, transferring the werewolf curse and creating a new duo of crime-fighting werewolves. This revelation of the lycanthrope tag team, in the end, adds an unexpected twist to the story, underlining the judge's willingness to take great measures to protect their interpretation of the law, even in the face of inconceivable danger. Marvelous verdict. That brings us to the end of this video. Judge Dredd Deviations, Howl of the Wolf, is a bold reimagination of a classic tale, one that takes it into a much darker and twisted direction than the original narrative. While some of its points come across as a contrived or very convenient, it does offer a fresh take on Dredd's character. John McCree's work on this comic is an homage to the original Cry of the Werewolf and a rather fearless departure. His artwork splendidly reimagines the horror of Dredd's transformation, while his storytelling, unsparing in its brutality, elevates the limits placed on how far an identity tale about Judge Dredd can go. For readers familiar with the original story, Howl of the Wolf is an absolute treat. It offers a different and unsettling version of Mega City 1's toughest lawman. So, what did you like about this story? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video, remember to hit that like button and share this video with all your friends. I will see you in the next Marvelous video.